Welcome back, Saints. I'm Lillian Manzano, and you're tuned in to Lakefront News. We've got everything you need to stay informed and connected, so here's what's making headlines today. Fiesta San Antonio kicks off April 16th, Saints. The city of San Antonio is hosting several events, and there are many medals that go along with it, including our 2026 OLLU Fiesta Medal, a bold, colorful tribute to Our Lady of the Lake University and Fiesta tradition. This year's medal proudly represents the OLLU spirit and will be featured as part of the official Fiesta 5K confetti run. It's a colorful reminder that of the ongoing OLLU Fiesta tradition. Pricing is still being finalized and more details on how to purchase are coming soon. Show your OLLU pride and your Fiesta spirit to get ready to celebrate, run, and shine with OLLU pride. On March 19th, the OLLU student government held a special worship night outside the main and Moy buildings. This event was done to bring students, faculty, and staff members of the San Antonio community together to worship and reflect. There was live music, prayer, and messages of encouragement from Pastor Gilbert of the Ignite Ministry from students as well. To go along with this, there was also food trucks and beverages available, and the first 100 students received complimentary meal tickets for the Taco Libre food truck. This event had a good outcome and brought a moment of encouragement, community, mental and spiritual support for everyone who gathered that night. Many OLLU students proudly worshiped and professed their faith in God that night. Get ready to run, walk, and celebrate at the 2026 Confetti 5K Run. The event will be happening Saturday, April 18th at 7:30 a.m. on our beautiful campus of Our Lady of the Lake University. For more information on this historic race, check our website below for the full race details. Your participation helps shape the future of OLLU students. Every contribution makes a difference, with all the proceeds going directly towards student scholarships and expanding opportunities for our Saints to succeed. In Corpus Christi City, leaders say that a growing water shortage is no longer a drought story. It's now threatening billions of dollars in industrial investment across the coastal bend. Officials warn that without new water sources, major projects at the port and along the bay could be delayed or canceled. This scares off many companies that had planned refineries, export terminals, and other large facilities. The city has already advanced about $1 billion in water projects and is fast-tracking new wells and treatment plants, even as it revisits a controversial water purifying plan that was killed over the cost and environmental concerns. This could shape how water security directly impacts jobs, industrial growth, and environmental aspects in the South Texas, the same region most OLLU graduate students call home and hope to work in. In communities across the country, plans for massive new data centers are facing loud opposition from neighbors who say they want dairy land, not data land. From Kenosha to Beaver Dam and to Port Washington, residents are protesting proposed campuses for Microsoft, Meta, OpenAI, Oracle, and they warn about heavy water use, higher energy demand, and 24-hour construction in their towns. Supporters, including business leaders and Wisconsin Data Center Coalition, argue that the projects could bring billions of dollars in investment. Organizers say the fight has turned into a bipartisan election issue, with voters demanding more transparency, stronger state regulation, and a bigger say for more deals when they move forward. For our students, the same AI data centers, powering apps and cloud tools can impact water resources, energy bills, and environmental debates in communities like San Antonio. Gas prices are climbing fast across the country, and students here on campus are feeling it. New numbers show gas prices rising sharply across the U.S., with the national average hitting $3.84 a gallon. That's up 5 cents in recent weeks, and experts say the speed of this increase is unusually high, one of the most fastest jumps that they've ever recorded. For college students who commute to class, work, or internships, the impact is immediate. We spoke to a local H-E-B gas station on the potential price change within the following weeks.
At the moment, we haven't gotten word of it. Our gas right now is at $3.78. There is a possibility that within the coming days it will go up to $4. It just all depends. But right now we haven't gotten any word on it.
Many students also say that they're already adjusting their routines, from carpooling, cutting back on non-essential trips, or budgeting tightly for the rest of the semester. At this pace, students can see even more strain on their budgets heading into the final stretch of the semester. U.S. airlines say that flight costs are climbing as jet fuel gets more expensive, but travelers are still filling planes at near record levels. Executives at Delta, American, and United report that war-related fuel spikes have added millions of dollars to their expenses, yet demand is so strong that they aren't cutting their profit forecast. Airlines are responding by tweaking fares and inventory, reducing the number of cheap seats, raising some prices, and testing how much passengers are willing to pay before they start staying home.
What I think about the airplane tickets going up high, that to be honest, it kind of does sound insane. So if you're thinking about like traveling, I suggest probably like driving with car is by far option.
For our students, these prices can make studying abroad, family visits, or job interviews out of state more expensive, forcing tougher choices about when, how, and whether to travel. Community members and businesses in the New West Arkansas are stepping up in support TSA officers working without pay during the partial government shutdown. It has 92 officers that are showing up every single day to keep travelers safe. At XNA Northwest Arkansas Airport, security lines are still moving, but for TSA officers, the job looks different right now. Zachary Hicks isn't just a TSA officer, he's also a union president. Hicks says that operations are holding the financial strain, but the financial strain is growing as the partial shutdown drags on. He says that many officers live paycheck to paycheck and continue showing up even without one. Community members have brought gift cards to local restaurants, Visa and Walmart gift cards, and food. As the shutdown continues, he says one thing is very clear: the work doesn't stop even if the pay does. A major change to federal student loans repayment could hit college students and hard. A U.S. appeals court have ended the SAVE repayment plan, a program that was lowered monthly payments for millions of borrowers. The SAVE plan allowed some borrowers to pay as little as 5% of their discretionary income and offered loan forgiveness after 5 years of payments. With the plan now shut down, borrowers are enrolled in SAVE and being told to wait for official guidance from the Department of Education on how they will be moved into new repayment options. Borrower support groups say students shouldn't make any sudden changes to their repayment plans until clear instructions are released. For students planning for graduation or already managing loan payments, this change could quickly affect their budgets. Students can check their latest updates directly on the U.S. Department of Education's Federal Student Aid website, where official guidance will be posted as soon as it's released. Now more than ever, technology, especially AI, has become a daily tool for Gen Z. Its constant use has led many young people to see it as a safe place to open up about their feelings, whether they're feeling down, need motivation, or just want some advice. But as these personal conversations grow, tech companies are warning parents and educators to pay closer attention. They say that confiding in AI in the way you would confide in a therapist can sometimes lead to misguided or even harmful responses. For students who have been through their own healing journey, AI can seem like a quick substitute. But here's what one of the students told us.
Personally, I don't really agree that AI should be used for therapists. Like, as somebody who goes to therapy, I don't know, I also just don't trust an AI that belongs to a corporation to handle my destructive thoughts. At least a person, I can see how they're gonna react to me, and they can have empathy. A machine really can't do that.
In recent years, there have been many cases of young adults relying on unmonitored AI programs for emotional support with tragic outcomes. That's why experts say that these conversations are important to teach responsible and ethical use and make sure that communities stay safe. In Arizona, the Guthrie family is asking for the Tucson community for help in finding their missing mother. Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, was last seen January 31st. The 84-year-old is presumed to have been kidnapped from her home. Now, the family is asking the people in larger communities to search their memories, photos, or any other information that could be relevant to the case, no matter how small. The family previously announced for a $1 million reward information leading to their mother's recovery. Savannah Guthrie says that she is planning to return to the Today Show eventually, but is currently focused on providing support for her family. Coming up in sports, an 81-year-old banana proving that age is just a number, and the OLLU women's tennis team is now serving in the top 20 ranking. Don't miss it. Welcome back. The OLLU women's tennis team recently earned the high ranking of number 16 in the NAIA. This comes after impressive wins against Texas A&M Texarkana and Ottawa University. On top of that, they won a decisive match in Red River Athletic Conference to play against the University of Dallas. They had a strong play in doubles from their number 1 and number 2 pairs, who had a clean 6-0 result. On top of that, their single players sealed the deal with decisive victories too. Their number 1 won both sets at 6-0 and 6-2. However, number 2, Pissar, won both sets flawless at 6-0. This dominance is a big reason for their high ranking, and we spoke to one of the players about what this ranking means for the team moving forward.
Our hard work is paying off, so we are really excited also for the end of the season. So, like conference to play good, and we have a couple more matches, like home matches, and we have one away match before conference, so I hope we are going to play good and to show our best work.
Next up, the Saints play Friday, April 3rd against Hardin-Simmons University. Coming up, March Madness is officially underway, and the women's NCAA tournament bracket is now set with 68 teams chasing a trip to the Final Four in Phoenix. UConn, UCLA, Texas, and South Carolina earned the 4 number 1 seeds, with each top team hosting first and second round games as part of a format that gives higher seeds home court advantage early. The tournament begins with the first 4 this week, then moves into a packed opening weekend before shifting to regionals in Fort Worth and Sacramento, all leading up to the national championship game on April 5th.
I'm pretty hyped. U of H, I'm from Houston, so U of H is in the tournament. They're always like a powerhouse that never make it, so I'll be excited for them to see if they finally can win one and finally make it. That's good.
For our students, this is a growing spotlight on Women's March Madness, and that means more visibility, funding, and future opportunities for women athletes, including those playing and studying on campuses like ours. The Spurs are back, and this weekend proved it. Fans are happier than ever and showing out and bringing the energy all night long in San Antonio. The Spurs took on the Indiana Pacers and came out strong, keeping control of the game from the start to finish and securing a big win at home, defeating the Pacers from 139 to 119. From the start to finish, the crowd stayed loud, feeding off every play and keeping the momentum on the Spurs' side. It was a night full of confidence, excitement, and a team that looked completely in control. The National Basketball Association might be getting a little larger. According to the report from ESPN and NBA's Board of Governors, they could be soon voting on whether or not adding teams in Seattle and Las Vegas for the 2028 and 2029 season. Any additional teams to the league need to vote at least 23 of the 30 governors. The teams are reportedly expected to be worth between $7 and $10 billion. If Seattle gets the nod, that would mark basketball's return to the city after Supersonics left in 2008 and relocated in Oklahoma City and became the Thunder. A California ice rink is suddenly getting a lot more attention after a U.S. skater made history recently at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Unity Ice Academy in Lakewood is where Olympic champion Alyssa Liu first trained. The founder of the nonprofit says dozens of new skaters have signed up for lessons since Liu brought in 2 gold medals. To meet the demand, Unity Ice Academy launched a new after-school program that offers weekly skating sessions, homework help, and mental health support. So far, more than 80 students are enrolled, and the founder says families will never pay more than $50 a month. That fee covers 4 skating lessons, 4 tutoring sessions, 4 meals, and making the sport more accessible for young athletes. Most of you have probably seen clips of the Savannah Bananas baseball games. Well, this next story is bananas, literally. On Saturday night, the New Orleans Superdome, 81-year-old Rob Harrelson became the oldest person to play for the Savannah Bananas. He struck out, but anyone who has been to the Bananas game knows that it's not about who wins or loses. The baseball team combines dancing, tricks, and other unique entertainment with the game itself. Harrison came out from a small town in Missouri, and he was known to the teams because he tried out for it before. 60,000 fans got to watch the player, called Old Man Rob Harrelson, ride his yellow bike to home plate and take a few swings. Even if it was only for just a very special night, this moment will go down in baseball history. Officials are investigating an E. coli outbreak they believe is linked to cheddar cheese. The products involved are raw farm, block, and shredded varieties. The FDA says at least 7 people total have gotten sick in Texas, California, and Florida. More than half are children, and the agency is suggesting Raw Farm LLC remove its raw cheese products from the market, and it says the company has declined. The FDA has the ability to issue a mandatory recall, but has not done yet. For now, the CDC is suggesting people consider not eating the cheese. For more information on the FDA and CDC websites. The maker of the weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy is about to lose key patent protections in some of the world's most populous countries, opening the door to cheaper generic rivals. Novo Nordisk's patents on semaglutide are set to expire in markets in India, China, Brazil, and Canada, allowing generic manufacturers to start producing their own versions of the drug. Health experts say that they could drive prices down to as much as 80% abroad, making the treatment far more affordable as the full patent protection and higher costs remain in place in the United States for years. For our students, it shows how patent and law, global drug policy can decide who gets access to life-changing medications and why Americans often pay more than patients in other countries. New analysis shows increasing level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and could be changing blood chemistry. 2 Australian experts used the U.S. National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey for the analysis. It's a collection of data from about 7,000 Americans between 1999, 70,000 Americans from 1999 to 2009. The researchers say people's blood chemistry shifted as the atmospheric CO2 increased. Levels of calcium and phosphorus in the blood may be affected as they too play a role in regulating blood acidity in the blood. Over 21 years, from 1999 to 2020, they found that the average blood bicarbonate levels rose for about 7%. They say their analysis suggests bicarbonate in the human blood could reach unhealthy levels in the next 50 years, but they say more research is needed. A new study suggests that the U.S. may have undercounted COVID deaths during the first 2 years of the pandemic, especially in communities that are already facing health gaps. Researchers used machine learning to review death certificates from March 2020 to December 2021. They found over 155,000 additional deaths were likely caused by COVID but never reported as such. The study also shows that COVID deaths were less likely to be labeled correctly for minority groups and people with lower levels of education. Researchers say these gaps reveal who gets overlooked and why understanding that can shape how communities prepare for the next public health crisis. New questions tonight about the future of a key vaccine advisory panel. The future of the CDC's vaccine advisory panel is unclear. The group called the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices canceled its meeting this week. One group claims the committee had been disbanded, but an HHS spokesperson called the baseless speculation. Earlier this week, a federal judge blocked HHS from changing the vaccine schedule. The judge also said that HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did not allow proper legal steps when replacing the CDC's vaccine experts last year. A beloved child's toy is now under investigation. Police in Missouri say that they recovered 5 baby dolls that might have fentanyl in their packaging. The dolls from a local store called Cargo Largo. It's Independence, just outside of Kansas City. Police say it sold the toys before staff noticed and reported a suspicious powder. They say investigators in the store worked together to track down all affected dolls. Officials say that they have no reason to believe other retailers or Barbies are affected. Oil prices are surging after new strikes demand major energy facilities across the Middle East. Global benchmark Brent crude has jumped to well over $110 a barrel, while European gas prices have spiked more than 20% after Iranian missiles hit Qatar's Ras Laffan gas hub and refineries in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Analysts warn that if attacks on the oil fields, pipelines, and export terminals continue, the world could face a deeper supply shock, driving up costs for electricity and heating far beyond the region. For our students, higher energy prices can add more pressure to already tight college budgets. Now more than ever, people are dusting off their turntables. Revenue from U.S. vinyl sales topped $1 billion last year. The Recording Industry Association of America unveiled that the figure in its annual report on Monday. Sales grew more than 9% from a year ago, and that marks 19 straight years of growth, with fans buying nearly 47 million records last year.
I think that physical media in a world that's largely dominated by the rise of digital media is very important, because people actually owning their media is very important, because it is very common nowadays for music and movies and just all overall things on the internet to just be lost completely as soon as they're removed from a database. Whenever things are saved physically, like in records, it's easier to keep music and keep small artists alive and fund artists.
Taylor Swift led the way with her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, sold 1.6 million vinyl copies alone. While vinyl sales are becoming popular again, streaming still dominates. There's new technology being tested right now that could change how first responders approach wildfires. Firefighters say already advanced tools are used to spot wilderness wildfires, but a new AI system could make the response times even faster. It's designed to detect early signs of ignition and send information to emergency centers before a fire spreads. Current camera networks and alert systems help crews track smoke and gather intel quickly, but the new AI tool aims to push that even further by analyzing fire risk data and identifying early ignition patterns. It's still going through approval, but developers say this kind of technology could shape the future of the wildfire safety and prevention. Buc-ee's is renowned across Texas for its massive travel centers, clean bathrooms, and rows of beaver nuggets, but the iconic pit stop is not making the grade with its Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau has given Buc-ee's a failing F rating tied to its unanswered customer complaints ranging from car wash issues and facility merchandise to billing problems. The BBB's grading system, which runs from A+ to an F, is based on factors including complaint history, transparency, and whether companies respond to customer concerns. The BBB said its poor score for the Texas megastore was due to unresolved customer complaints. They say customers lodged 88 complaints against Buc-ee's in the last 3 years, with 27 of those complaints closed within the last year. Some festive light-up tumblers are being recalled due to its potential danger to children. Lifetime Brands has recalled more than 75,000 of its holiday-themed LED plastic tumblers, 16 to 18 ounces. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says that the tumblers can break and expose small disc batteries which could be swallowed. This presents a risk of serious injury, internal chemical burns, and death. Lifetime Brands has received one report of a child gaining access to a battery and putting it in their mouth. However, no injuries have been reported. The Built Loom brand name tumblers are sold at various retailers. They were sold between October 2024 through December of last year. Customers say that they should stop using tumblers and properly dispose of the battery. Lifetime Brands of offering full refunds. Need something to do this summer? The Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer now holds the record of the most online views in a 24-hour period. Variety reports it earned almost 719 million clicks in just one day. That's just shy of doubling the previous record that Deadpool and Wolverine held. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the new film with Zendaya reprising her role as MJ. Spider-Man